Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, you're still stuck feeling unhappy with your body and you're not seeing the results you want despite dieting, following a strict food regimen? You've literally tried everything and you're left wondering, what is going on? Why can't I see the results I want? Well, in this video, I'm going to share with you the missing link to you actually transforming your relationship with your body, which is self-acceptance. So by the end of this video, you're going to have a really clear understanding of what specifically you need to shift within yourself to start unlocking the results you finally deserve. If you're thinking this isn't going to work for me, I want you to hear this quick story with my client Mattia, who shares, I tried every diet imaginable, it never stuck, and I was always miserable. Working with Giulia, I ended up losing 35 pounds, but the most important thing I learned was you can just skip the weight loss and go straight to feeling good enough. Because from this place of self-love and enoughness, it's easy to eat well, it's easy to exercise, it's easy not to binge eat because you don't have guilt and shame and self-hate running your life. So hire Giulia, this is the best decision you'll ever make. If you want results like these and you're tired of dieting and being on this yo-yo cycle, then I'd love to support you. There's a link below to schedule a call with us directly to have a personalized conversation into making this a reality. Now let's get into the video. The number one biggest mistake you're making in this journey with trying to have a better relationship with your body image, feeling more confident in your own skin, and supporting goals like weight loss is that you're so resistant to having acceptance for yourself. Most people think, as a result of all the conditioning we have in the world, that if I accept myself, if I dare accept myself and have a more compassionate relationship with myself, it means I'm going to become complacent. If I accept myself, it means I'm going to give up and I'm going to start gaining a bunch of weight. That is the number one fear that most people have. Acceptance means weight gain. Acceptance means I give up on all my goals. Acceptance means I don't move forward. I want you to really think about this for a moment. When you have this inner drive of disgust for your body, you're dissatisfied with the way you look, what does that actually feel like? I want you to really go through this exercise with me. When I feel negatively about my body image, when I feel disgust about the way that I look, when I desperately need to lose weight, how does that make you feel inside emotionally? And you can comment in the comments as you're going through this, but I really want you to write this down for yourself. So the most common emotions that people tell me they feel when they think about this are, I feel unworthy, I feel depressed, I feel shame, I feel anxiety, I feel worry, I feel frustration. A lot of the time it's actually hopelessness, despair, nothing's ever gonna work for me. And now, when you feel those feelings and when you have this drive that's driven by disgust, how does that actually pan out for you? What are the types of behaviors that you engage in as a result of this frustration, this anxiety for your body, this disgust, this hopelessness? Like, what types of behaviors do you notice yourself engaging as a result of all of those emotions? Think about it. Write them down. Usually it's things like that are very extreme, unsustainable. I go on drastic diets, I yo-yo diet, I feel compelled to restrict my calories, I start getting really obsessive about my step intake, I double down on gym routines. Those are the things that I hear people say. And does that amount to anything long-term? Is that something you've truly been able to keep up for a long period of time? Yes or no? If the answer was yes, we wouldn't be here in this video having this conversation. So now I want to show you how self-acceptance and having more compassion for yourself is going to get done for you. Okay, so I'm going to use my friend, the nervous system here, to illustrate the science behind this, just so that you really get it. This graph over here shows you the different emotional states that we have in our nervous system on the human vibrational scale. So fancy way of saying all of these different emotions, and it shows you what state our nervous system goes into based on these emotions. So when you feel anxiety or judgment towards your body or shame, I want you to look at the actual energetic component behind those feelings. So shame is the bottom of the bottom. You have 20, that is the vibrational charge available to that emotion. It's basically next to nothing. So the truth is, when you're motivated by shame and disgust and all of those low feelings on the vibrational chart, you actually have the least amount of energy and resources available to you in your nervous system, which means nothing works long term because you blow out really early. You have no true motivation to keep going because this shame, this energy of shame, is so poisonous and dysregulating to our nervous system that not only do you have such little energy available, but it also has a whole host of negative side effects in your nervous system. So when we're stuck in a freeze response or a sympathetic response in our nervous system, which is what we all think we need in order to get the results that we want, we have a survival-based stress mechanism that gets activated in the body. So we have increased levels of cortisol, our stress hormones, our metabolism slows down, our digestive system slows down, our sleep quality gets impaired. We experience things like weight resistance, insulin resistance. Over time, having this repeated over and over and over again, we can actually get stuck in chronic nervous system dysfunction, which can lead to different things like chronic illnesses and more severe syndromes. There's nothing good or positive that comes from you trying to hate yourself into change. That is a lie that the diet culture has taught us and the weight loss industry, because it profits them. If you have this energy of hate and you try to use that towards change, you often give up very quickly because it's so painful, it's not sustainable, and then guess what? You go right back on that diet or buy that new program or buy that new product 2 months later because you're so driven by shame and guilt that you think this is the solution. But ironically, it's never the solution. Women spend an average of 17 years of their precious lives dieting and still never seeing the results they want. This is what I'm telling you. These are the facts. So when we alternatively look at this graph and you check out where acceptance lies, compassion, understanding, willingness, it's all in the upper half of the vibrational chart. And if you look over to the right-hand side of the column, it shows you what state your nervous system is in when you experience those emotions towards yourself. The social engagement branch of the nervous system. The social engagement branch of the nervous system is the branch of our nervous system that we are living in when we feel regulated, when we feel safe. And this is the branch of the nervous system that carries the most amount of energy. This is where we can creatively problem solve. This is where we have strong motivation. This is where we have determination. This is where we have, like, the tank is really full. This is where it becomes very easy to take care of ourselves because we have self-respect, we have self-compassion, and it becomes very easy to have a healthy relationship with food where we don't binge and emotional eat, where we don't overeat, where we don't engage in self-sabotaging behaviors, where we desire going to the gym and taking care of our bodies with healthy movement. This is where everything becomes possible and where positive change lies. Nothing good is going to come out of you continuing to hate yourself and thinking that that's going to lead to positive change. I spent the first 30 years of my life being driven by self-hate and disgust for my body and thinking that that was somehow going to lead to this dream body that I've always wanted. And in turn, it led me into such unsustainable, unhealthy behaviors with my body, with food. It led me into diet after diet. It led me into having a very stress-ridden relationship with food. I was binge and emotional eating. It was yo-yo dieting. It was over-exercising. It was punishing myself with exercise. It was feeling insecure. It was struggling with mental health. It was all of these things, which then compounded into my body experiencing hormonal changes, hormonal dysregulation, cortisol dysregulation, adrenal fatigue, gut health issues, things like SIBO, things like my blood panels being really irregular, gaining a bunch of weight, having cysts in my body. The list goes on. There are a lot of consequences, and I don't mean this to scare you. There are a lot of consequences to you trying to live life through this lens, which is not your fault. Truly, diet culture trains us, society trains us to feel this unworthiness, this deep-seated unworthiness within ourselves, thinking that that's somehow going to lead us into this magical life. And the dieting, the obsessive controlling food, the obsessive exercise deteriorated my whole life and got me to the point where I hit rock bottom and I decided this isn't working anymore. And I've done this for 30 years. I've got to try something different. And I finally said, I'm going to drop this. I'm going to learn how to have more compassion and acceptance for myself and just see how that goes. And I kid you not, my whole life changed. I learned how to have peace with food. I stopped being afraid of food. I could travel the world and enjoy foods in different countries and not gain weight because I wasn't so stressed out about everything I was putting in my mouth. I stopped obsessively exercising, instead developed a really peaceful relationship with movement. I developed a strong sense of self-worth and self-esteem. Let go of relationships that didn't serve me, found new ones that served me, found the partner that I'm now married to, have really meaningful friendships, healed relationships with my family members, healed debt, bought a house, like the list goes on. And my body completely transformed from going from this energy of self-hate to self-acceptance. And that doesn't mean that, oh my gosh, I think I'm amazing and every single day is perfect and we don't struggle. But it means that when you have periods of struggling or you have thoughts that come up that feel insecure, instead of hating and shaming yourself, you have acceptance for yourself. You say things to yourself like, it's okay that you're feeling down today. It's going to be okay. And this is the way of life that I know is going to bring you the joy that you're looking for. If you keep going the other way, you're going to keep feeling unworthy, and that no matter how much you change your body and change yourself, it's never enough. And I really mean it when I say that when you have a loving, compassionate relationship with yourself, it becomes very easy to motivate yourself towards the goals that you have, whether it be fitness-wise, food-wise, or physique-wise, because you just love yourself so much that you want to take care of yourself and make realistic goals that will improve your life. So I hope this was useful. I'd love to know in the comments what you're taking away from this. And I just want to share with you, if this is something you deeply struggle with and you're sick and tired of shaming and blaming yourself and living a life of true insecurity and hate for your body image, you're done with obsessive dieting and controlling food, and you do want to have peace and ease with food, you want to feel confident in your own skin, you want to support yourself towards those goals that you have with your body, but you want to do it from a lens of self-acceptance, I would love to support you with that, and there's a link below in the description to schedule a personal call to see how we can make that happen. So sending you lots of love. Go rebel against diet culture, because hating yourself gets you nowhere, and loving yourself and having self-acceptance gets done, period.